Okay. Yes. What's up, my planet Earth people? It's the kid, Yoga Leroy, aka Leon Walker. This is the Triggered Yogi live stream. We are here. It is Tuesday, February 24th, 9:02. I'm a couple minutes late. I've been posting some things. I post something on my story that don't take it the wrong way, but entertainers, I'm going to start calling you out. I am so tired of passive aggressive entertainers. Man, listen, if you want your relationships to be a shit show, let's make it public. We are entertainers. We are entertainers. This passive aggressive follow, unfollow, Instagram, I who are you again after you we produced shows together and been on stage together. This passive aggressiveness in Los Angeles, it gotta stop, man. Listen, there are in so many fields of entertainment that are getting famous and popping off because they are airing out the beef, right? And I think within the comedy world, the beef not only should it be entertaining because we are comics, we shouldn't be able to make it funny instead of gay, which is what we do right now. We're so soft with it. The whole passive aggressiveness of the comedy scene is I'm just so tired of it, bro. Like, listen, just know it might be uncomfortable, but if you throw shade to me, I'm going to speak on it. If if I got one rule to Instagram. I got one rule to my Instagram. If we're following each other and you decide that you don't want to follow me anymore, take me off of your followers. Take me off. If you don't take me off, I'm gonna speak on it. I'm gonna say your name. Listen, I'm tired of the passive aggressiveness. I'm tired of this. Oh, I like you one day and I don't like you the next day. Something you posted or something you said on stage or something. I don't know. I don't know why we're like this in LA, but it's like a big high school. And let's try to capitalize on it, instead of being so behind the scenes with your passive aggressive ho shit. I'm just so sick of it. Comedians, well, let's at least make it funny. Like, man, if we once had a amicable relationship and for whatever reason you decided to not, then you should have some pretty good roast jokes, right? You are a comedian, right? So let's roast. Let's make something out of it. Don't just stop liking me like a girl and unfollowing, but keep me as your follower, of course. I'm passionate about this one specific thing. I don't know. This might be my this this might be my life's purpose. My life's purpose might be to make sure everybody out there knows that if you have a relationship with somebody and you guys are Instagram followers, but you decide that that person sucks now and you unfollow that person, make sure that person's not following you anymore. Go to the top right corner. It says remove as follower. Do that. That is your final step to ending that relationship. Not saying I'm not fucking with you anymore, but naturally, of course, you're still gonna want to fuck with me. So I'm gonna allow you, even though I think you suck as a human being. Your content sucks, your comedy sucks. I can't watch it anymore. But I do feel it would be a crime against humanity if I didn't still allow you to see my content. Man, the level of narcissism and among comedians is absolutely mind-boggling. But don't worry, uh, the villain is here to save the day. I mean, 2026 is just gonna be a villain hero story with Yoga Leroy, and I'm gonna be making people feel uncomfortable until you decide to put on your big boy pants, man up, and start acting and conducting yourself like an adult, not like a high school person or a high school kid. Listen, there's a lot of there's a lot of routes when it comes to social media. And honestly, I wish Instagram was just like Facebook, where if you decide that you don't want to follow that person anymore, it just unfollowed both parties. I don't know why Instagram doesn't do it this way. It's annoying, but at this point in your Instagram journey, you should know that you have to take a final step when you decide to unfollow somebody and remove that person as your follower as well. So if you don't know that, you should know that. You should know that by now. So, I mean, I'm kind of not giving people that excuse like, "Oh, I didn't know I had to remove you as my follower too." Nah, come on, man. We've had Instagram for a long time. So if you don't do that, I'm calling you out. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. What are what are my missing? Well, you're missing the proper um words when you write a sentence. What are my missing? What what are we missing? Really is what you meant to say. Who sucks? The indirect R rifle, especially when it comes to comedians. Man, I don't know what you're saying, man. This is crazy. No, I'm just venting. I'm just venting. I'm choosing to be a villain for 2026. Uh, I have been working on my Instagram. Now I've been talking about this lately. It's been extremely hard for me to break through on Instagram, and I've been trying for a long time, but I'm really putting effort into it. A colleague friend of mine told me it could be that a lot of your followers are either hiding your posts or they're not participating in your content, which is telling the algorithm to hide your posts. So if you have followers that are actually kind of haters and they don't want to see your content, um, it'd probably be better to get rid of those people and start from zero so your post doesn't get because our followers tell the algorithm what to do. And this is somebody that has a big following, so I believe in what I believe he knows what he's talking about. Um, so that led me to start kind of taking a deep dive into my followers. And what I found was a lot of people that I'm following aren't following me back, who we once were following each other. So that's what I'm venting about. And if it's regular people, it is what it is. Yeah, it still kind of hurt. It kind of still sucks. It's a shitty feeling to see like somebody that you're following that you had a relationship with on Instagram that's not following you anymore. It's a shitty feeling. But I take a little bit more it's a little bit more insulting when it's a comedian. It's a little bit more insulting, especially when the comedian keeps you as a follower. So they stop following you, but they say, "I still need this one follower on my followers list, so I'm not gonna remove you as a follower." It's a little bit more insulting. So I made a post about it. I called a comic out. I'm gonna keep calling the comics out that I find that unfollow me but keep me as a follower. That's gonna be my new thing. I'm gonna be the evil villain that saves the day. That's gonna be my thing. That's gonna be my thing all of 2026. Being Been following since 2018, by the way. And I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you. All right, that's enough of that. So what's up, Mario? What's going on? You guys throw me a thumbs up, man. So listen, I got a new Roadcaster. I'm gonna post my unboxing on my YouTube today. I'm gonna maybe cut it down just a little bit. It's a little bit over 40 minutes, but I've been having some caster. I mean, it's yesterday's stream. I watched the yesterday's live stream back, and the sound was trash. The sound was really bad. Which is, listen. Let me just say, if if uh if you jump on the stream, especially people that have been jumping on the stream regularly, and you notice like the sound is off, just go ahead and drop me a little comment, because what I don't understand is, and I'm so new at all this tech stuff. I'm just learning as I go. But one thing I can't figure out is how to wear my headphones and not have the latency while working off of Ecamm, even though there is a tutorial that says how to get rid of that or how to fix that, and I've tried it and it still didn't fix or get rid of. So also, I try to have my headphones on a little bit during the stream, and yesterday I had my headphones on, but it just sounded different when I watched it back. So, got some sound issues that I'm still ironing out as I learn the new Rodecaster Pro 2, upgraded from the Rodecaster, the original Rodecaster, first generation, that did not disappoint me ever at all. But I'm also not using it with all the funky gadgets. I've never used the sound buttons, never used that on the Rodecaster. I just used it for mics and sound volume. And the first Rodecaster, it it did the work. And the sound was crisp, and the sound was clear, and the sound was beautiful. Now I've upgraded because that broke. I broke it. I've upgraded to the Rodecaster Pro, which is a lot fancier. A lot fancier. Um, got all the bells and whistles and all the touch screen and the knobs, and it lights up and it looks a lot fancier. It has a lot more upgrades, has Bluetooth, which the old Rodecaster didn't have. But I'm having issues. It's not just a plug and play. It's not just a plug and it is crisp sound. I feel like the older Rodecaster was just a plug and play. Plug and it gives you the best possible setting right away. I feel like I got to play with this new Rodecaster a little bit more. I'm having some sound issues. Had sound issues on the stream yesterday and had sound issues on Comedy Fitness live stream yesterday. Was getting a lot of feedback, was getting a lot of echo. The stage mic was coming in and coming and going out. So bear with me as I continue to perfect the studio and perfect the stream. Bear with me. I appreciate you guys for sticking it out. But also, if something feels or sounds a little off when you jump on a live stream, don't hesitate to be like, yo, Leroy, you you got something in your nose or something. All right, man. It's Wednesday. What day is it? It's Tuesday. Yesterday, aside from the sound, yesterday's show was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. I'm starting to learn how to manage Comedy Fitness live without becoming extremely exhausted. Um, Yesterday and the show before just was a nice little flow of a show, just a nice little workout room. And that's kind of what I want it to be. It doesn't have to be some grand, amazing event every Monday. I kind of want it to be a place where it's a riffing show. We riff off of Instagram reels, we riff off of trending topics going on. in the world. There's a bucket, with suggestions. You could pull a suggestion. It's a riffing show. Um, so there's that. And I'm really liking how it's moving. So, um, what I have noticed is that Instagram doesn't really do anything special. So, um, it doesn't really work for Instagram, but it it seems to be moving pretty nicely on YouTube and stuff like that. So, and I'm streaming. So yesterday the chat was active, man. It was a really I started, so there's a Comedy Fitness Live YouTube page that has 130 followers. Now I've had my YouTube page for years. I should have more subscribers, but I don't. I have a little over 500 subscribers right now. But because of that, streaming on Yoga Leroy Studios YouTube page gets the chat going a little bit more. The first time it was an accident stream. I accidentally streamed on Yoga Leroy Studios page, and that was last week, and there was just a lot of mean comments. But yesterday was just like a fun comment section, man. It really gives it, man. It's those little wins that I'm gonna celebrate. Like people pulled up to the show yesterday. They had some fun things to say. People were throwing jokes in the chat. I tried to, include the chat in the show as much as I could. And yeah, it was a fun show. I missed a couple of your streams. Did you mention about Shia LaBeouf? Yeah, I talked about Shia LaBeouf. Um, yeah, Shia LaBeouf. I'll talk about him again since you brought him up. I talked about Shia LaBeouf last week. I've always been a Shia LaBeouf fan. Always. He's a white boy that got a little sauce in him, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's just kind of like he's a white guy he's a white boy who's like, yeah, this guy had black friends when he grew up. I've always felt that way about Shia LaBeouf. He got a little sauce in him. He got a little pep in his step. Always been a Shia LaBeouf fan. And as Shia LaBeouf has aged, I've noticed, oh, I also have a little Shia LaBeouf in me. I mean, no wonder I'm a fan. We struggle with the same things. And that brings me to the topic of this week, talking to your shadow. Shia LaBeouf is the curious case of Shia LaBeouf. All right. So I've been aware of shadow work and this concept of your shadow for quite some time. I recently have started to understand that maybe I don't really have a good idea of what shadow work is and what is my shadow. So I listened to a book by Carl Jung, who is the founder or the kind of like yeah, I guess you could say the founder of shadow work. And I listened to that book yesterday and or the day before yesterday, and it made me realize that I need to start really diving a little bit more into like what shadow work is, because I've been thinking about shadow work, or your shadow is all your negative things about you, right? All the things that most people hide: anger, aggression, uh, um, jealousy, resentment. So I'm thinking like all the negative stuff is your shadow. That's not absolutely the case. I mean, your shadow is specific for every individual person, right? Um, looks unemployed. How about some skits, my G? I feel like you'd hit as a sitcom guy. Man, I appreciate you saying that. I'm so I'm I'm really trying to bang out father son skits. Um I want to try to bang them out daily. I put them mostly on my Instagram, but I'm gonna start religiously putting them on this channel. But yeah, yeah, I would love to have a sitcom. I appreciate that. David Goggins, when are you gonna get back on Joe Rogan? I would love to get on Joe Rogan, baby. Would love it. So, shadow work, Shia LaBeouf. I'm being long winded when it comes to that. I don't know if this is something anybody that's in this stream is interested into, but we talk about Shia LaBeouf, and uh, when I look at Shia LaBeouf, I saw like, oh my goodness, this guy has his shadow is out, right? His shadow is out. Now, I recently learned that all the things, or a lot of the things that I've been saying are my shadow, are actually my mask, the mask I wear when I come out. And I think that that's also what Shia LaBeouf is struggling with. His mask, how he's being perceived, how he thinks he needs to be perceived, the mask he wears when he goes outside, and his shadow, they're fighting amongst each other. And to add to that, some people should not drink alcohol. Some people should not drink alcohol. Period. I'm one of those persons. You want to see all sides of me? Catch me when I'm intoxicated. If you want to see good, bad, ugly, evil, angel, all of it comes out. Shia LaBeouf is the same kind of drunk. Under substance, he's the same kind of person as me. So, speaking about Shia LaBeouf, he did. So they're saying that he was. They're saying a lot of things. They're really trying to like ruin Shia LaBeouf, with like saying like he was saying uh, what homophobic slurs and things like that, and blah 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 blah. They're really trying to like really cancel Shia LaBeouf. People are. He's never gonna be canceled with me. There's a couple of people like I mean, I think cancel culture is like it should be dead by now. The people that try to cancel people are the people that should be canceled because they're the shitty people. They're the people that suck. The people that go out of their way to try to cancel certain people. Um, those are the people that we should just be like, you're canceled. You know, Shia LaBeouf will never be canceled for me. I think he has a good soul. He has a good spirit. He's a talented person. Um, he has a lot of demons. He needs to start doing the work. And the first step to his work is staying sober, man. He needs to get off of drugs and alcohol. So that's my that's my little Shia LaBeouf. I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything else about him. My shower is a my shadow is a warlord. I hate him, but he does work. Yeah, man. So when we talk about shadow work, just breaking down that comment right there, shit, your shadow is you. So if you hate your shadow, then there's some work to be done, my friend. There's some work to be done because you need to embrace and love all parts of you. And I hate to say good, bad, and ugly because that puts a negative connotation on a thing on you. All parts of you are good and pure and natural, nature, right? It's society that makes us feel it makes us feel a type of way about certain elements of ourself. And that's what makes certain element makes us hide certain elements of ourself, which those things become the shadow. So you don't start life with a shadow. You Certain parts of you become the shadow because of how you're raised and because of society, because of your friends, family, and community telling you and repeating to you what they feel is good and what they feel is bad and what they feel is ugly. So you start to pull certain parts of you in and it becomes the shadow. Man, this feels like a I feel like this feels like a Batman story. It's real, man. I suggest we all do a little bit of shadow work, man. Jesus Christ died on the cross to give us eternal life and to forgive our sins. He rose from the dead and gave us the Holy Spirit to live in us. If you accept him and follow him, you will live with him. Amen. Thank you for that. So yeah, talking about shadow work, talking to the shadow. Gonna be talking about it all week. I made a little discovery yesterday. Um, and I made this discovery with my mother-in-law. You know, me and my mother-in-law haven't had the best relationship, but we love each other. She's my mother-in-law. I'm her son, but we've had our ups and downs and she's very educated in shadow work. She actually coaches through this shadow work. So I kind of felt the need to tell her like, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to start diving back into shadow work." Cuz when you learn something and you think you know it, you're like, "Oh, okay, that's pretty simple. I think I know it." But you really don't know it. You've been surface level. So when it comes to shadow work, I've been surface level. And my ideas of what exactly shadow work is really wasn't even correct. Like, because my ideas of what I thought shadow work is was like all the negative things about me. And then she enlightened me. A lot of the things that you think are your shadow aren't really even your shadow. They're your mask. One thing that I struggle with is people say my energy is intimidating or aggressive or makes people uncomfortable. So I've gotten that a lot throughout my life. So what I've noticed is I subconsciously or consciously start to put on this tough exterior when I'm outside for protection, right? But that's not necessarily who I am, but I'm almost playing a role. I'm playing into everybody or, you know, playing into what people perceive me as. I'm playing into it, right? That's not actually my shadow. That's my mask. So these are just discoveries that I'm like, as we deep dive, you get these little discoveries and it makes you kind of understand yourself a little bit and how you operate and why you operate and maybe maybe there's some adjustments to be made. I think there's always some adjustments, to start getting better results. Better results is the goal in relationships, better results. Like we want better results, right? Nothing Things could get better, even when they're not bad, they could still get better. Better results. Results in your work life, your work, your colleagues at work and maybe better results with more opportunities. So adjusting and learning about yourself can't hurt you. It can only help you. And that's why I'm talking about it. And that's why I like diving into it. So this week I'll be diving into shadow work. It's a mask. Most of us use masks to survive. Yes, absolutely. And yes, so I discovered yesterday, that's what I discovered yesterday, that um because my ego, maybe before this discovery, my ego, maybe this is my ego that was saying I don't wear a mask. I'm authentic when I go outside. I'm me. Good, bad, and ugly. You see it. I don't care if you think I'm aggressive or intimidating. I'm me, right? So like my ego was saying that. And then my mother-in-law started to explain in depth a little bit about the shadow. And I was like, oh shit. Excuse my language. I cuss a lot. I've actually been toning it down for the stream. I was like, oh man, this aggressive demeanor. It's a demeanor. It's not like I'm aggressive, but it's a demeanor. It's an energy that sometimes I put on, like, don't fuck with me, excuse my language. Try not to cuss. Don't mess with me. This demeanor that I put on is my mask. And that was a discovery yesterday. But you can't discover things unless you start deep diving into things. And that's why I've been making things a weekly kind of theme. Shadow, talking to your shadow is the week theme. And I'm not on this stream trying to coach or teach you anything. I'm on here to encourage you to also do your work, because I'm doing my work. So this week I'm doing my work. Maybe it will encourage you to do your work so we could grow and be better together as a community, as a people. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how you said, I don't care, when it's the complete opposite. You cared a great deal. Okay. Remind me what I said. I don't care. Oh, like I don't care what people think. Yeah, it's the ego. You're right. You're absolutely right, Mark. I care a great deal. Matter of fact, it's affected me so much that this is how I'm perceived, as intimidating and aggressive, that now I put on this outfit, this costume of this aggression, and that says, "Oh, I don't give a shit what you think about me," but really this has affected me all my life, and I care a great deal. So much so that I have put this mask on to try to protect myself, and saying and repeating to myself, I don't care, 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 I don't care. Maybe one day I'll start to believe it, but truly I don't. I do care, right? You're absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, man. I do care. Great deal. Was good. What's that? What's up, man? Talking about the shadow, baby. We hit 30 minutes. I don't have anything more other than what we were talking about yesterday, which has become really big news. Let me see where the meme is. Not that one. This thing that has happened, it has become extremely big news. I talked about it yesterday. So a guy, a Tourette's advocate, yesterday um yelled out the N-word at the BAFTA Awards. Let me see if I could pull up a picture of this gentleman. The BAFTA Awards. And two black actors were on stage at the time. Let's see, where is that picture? Two black actors were on stage at the time, And yeah, it's been it's been big news. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can find this picture. There it is. There it is. So this guy, John Davidson, who has Tourette's syndrome. He's a Tourette's syndrome advocate. Michael B. Jordan and oh, I don't want to mess up my brother's name. He's such a good actor. Such a good actor. Let me get his name. Uh, Delroy Lindo. Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were on stage presenting an award, and this gentleman who is a Tourette's advocate yelled out the N word from the back, like yelled it out. Like it echoed, baby. It echoed. And I mean, this is everywhere. This has opened such a big discussion that I don't think anybody has ever like even considered. Like that Tourette's and black people would be like kind of battling right now. Like, like who knew we had beef with people that had Tourette's? Like, who knew? This is wild. This is kind of it's interesting. It's interesting, man. I don't know what you guys think. Um, but number one, I feel if you have Tourette's and the N word, something extremely offensive to a group of a large group of people, is one of your ticks, you shouldn't be an advocate. If that's one of your ticks, because that's not everybody's tick that has Tourette's. That's not everybody's tick. Now, I don't know the specifics with Tourette's, but I have noticed that more people with Tourette's are on Instagram and on social media and speaking about their ticks and usually the ticks is something that's something that has resonated with you and something you've been exposed to, right? I've seen Instagram accounts with people that have Tourette's that are white, they're not saying the N word. They have other ticks. So without going into it too much, I think I think it was a lot, but more than this guy that has Tourette's, the BBC aired out the incident even after the live taping. They didn't censor the word. And that just shows racism on a deeper scale that they didn't think that that would be something that they needed to like we can't like that's the bigger issue. So this guy has Tourette's and that's what we're talking about. The bigger issue is the BBC not censoring the word. That's the bigger issue. I like my coffee, Leroy. Hell yeah. That's the bigger issue. I hope that gets talked about a little bit more. I the BBC um did put out an apology, but the damage is really done and I think they need to do a little bit more than just apologize if they're sincerely sorry. It's a misstep that should not be allowed, in 2026, you know what I'm saying? As far as this guy, he is yet to apologize. I did think that he apologized, but he's like standing firm with I'm not going to apologize for my disability. I feel that people that have certain ticks should not be advocates. You shouldn't be invited into certain areas where you're going to make people like extremely uncomfortable because you have a tick that's the N word. there are people that have Tourette's that don't have those tics. That's my thoughts, and I'm gonna leave it at that unless somebody has something else more they want to say about that. For God so loved the world. Oh, here we go again, baby. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Forgot to eat, but there it is. Appreciate that. Thank you. Mhm. I agree. If God knew some of us will disbelieve, why would he still make the punishment for that eternal hell? Oh, so now we're making this a God chat, a battle, or whatever. Cool. There's that. The guy in the supermarket says it's every time I walk in there multiple times has he's cool though. The guy in the supermarket says the N-word every time you walk. That's crazy. He has Tourette's. The guy in the supermarket has Tourette's. That's crazy. Listen, that N-word is a powerful word, man. I mean, it's undefeated on all areas. Like it's like for black people, the N word with the A is one of the coolest words you could say. So cool. White people like wish they could. Oh man, if I could just use it, just when my favorite song's on or whatever. On the flip side, it's the most hateful word you could say. Right? It has so much history and so much pain and so much, with the hard R, it has so much to it. Even other popular slurs, the the most hurtful ones have the N-word in it. Like sand N-word, you know? Like even though like the N-word is undefeated. It's undefeated. So my whole thing, especially with this guy, and I'm gonna just say it, he looks like a racist. I mean, especially I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He looks like he from Alabama, you know. He just he does. In my and I know that's but I'm a little I have to admit, I'm a little taken aback by this whole situation, especially that this guy refuses to apologize for his disability. Now, fair, I got it. You got a disability, but I just think if there are certain extremely offensive things that are part of your tick, you shouldn't be an advocate. You shouldn't be invited in certain spaces. Um, like the BAFTA awards. Like I just I think because you don't know how to handle this situation, you should be removing yourself from that playing field. Like we don't need you to spread awareness. Not this kind of awareness. If this is the kind of awareness that you're spread like we don't need this kind of awareness. Because this is kind of like beef, really. Now people with Tourette's are beefing with black people. Like we don't need that. I think there's better people that could represent the Tourette's community than you, somebody that has the N word in the back of his mind and can't wait to yell it out. Or maybe you can wait, but it just happens. You got Tourette's. I get it. Paul Mooney, great comic, legend. Great comic, Paul Mooney. Yeah, big Paul Mooney fan. Didn't really know about Paul Mooney till the Chappelle show. That's when he popped off for me. I don't like the word. Yeah, it's an interesting word, man. Give you a like. I thought the same thing when I saw him. Appreciate that, Jim. You look like your name. You look like your name Rod. You look like your name Rod. Roddy. You look like yo. Okay. You couldn't write you? You look like or your or any other race. Man, I need you guys to write complete sentences because now I don't know what you're referring to and I want to speak on it. Any other race. Anyways, we've been going 45 minutes, dragging out the stream just a little bit more. Hey, if you had a good time on the stream, man, drop me a sub, baby. I'm trying to build this page up, baby. I'm streaming every morning at 9 a.m. This is the Triggered Yogi live stream. I also have live stream comedy shows running through here. My comedy show podcast, Comedy Fitness, is every Monday at 7:30. It was a great time last night. We got my man Bryce Jared. He has a show called I Must Confess, where comics come and they confess their deepest, darkest secret, and then they riff about it on stage. That's a really fun show. This is going to be our second show. That's on March 7th. So, man, drop me a subscribe. We're doing some things on this channel. Would love to have you as part of this community. My first post didn't show. Oh, okay. Well, throw that first post so I can see what you was talking about. My brother, I forgot you were illiterate my entire path. Well, now you know. Okay, don't make that mistake again. All right. Thanks for the sub, Mark. Appreciate it. All right, my friends. All right, my friends. Oh, by the way, Khabib, mean comments on the internet don't get me emotional. So they used to, though. I've learned. I've learned a better way. I've learned that usually when someone's putting a mean comment on the internet, it's because they feel bad about themselves and they're bored, or they're just sad. They need to feel better. They need some dopamine. They have the internet. So they say, oh, how do I get some dopamine in this brain real quick? Oh, let me be mean to somebody I don't know. The internet is kind of like driving a car. You're not yourself when you're on here. Just like when you're on the 405 or the 10 in your car and something happens and you become rageful, you're not yourself. That's not you. You don't want that kind of smoke. You're not that guy. Good, bad, and ugly. You're not yourself. You're a little bit different of a person. We talk about the shadow, right? So this shadow kind of starts to the I guess one of the negative aspects of of your shadow starts to show itself when you're behind your screen and you're on the keyboard and you're talking to somebody that you don't know, or when you're driving and you feel like you're protected in the comfort of your car when someone cuts you off or someone's driving like you don't like. A little bit more of the negative part of your shadow starts to appear, but that's not who you truly are. It's not who you walk around with. It's not even your mask. It's not a mask that you even wear on a regular basis. So my friends, just know I know these things about us and I know these things about you. I don't even know you. I don't see you. I don't know who you are, but I know this about you, right? Because you tell on yourself. You're on the internet, you're trying to be mean or whatever. You think it affects people emotionally and you're telling on yourself. So it tells me something about you and who you are. So just know, I know that. He both black and orange. Is this making me orange? I don't think I look orange, but maybe I should change I don't know. Am I orange? That's crazy. Bro, talking about I'm black and orange, you can't even come up with a name for YouTube. You're a felon. Oh, me too. All right, my friends, we did it. We did it. All right, my friends. That's enough for me. It just sounds like a bunch of nonsense falling into the chat right now. So we did it. We got in 50 minutes, man. That's good. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. I got some work to do. Drop me a sub, drop me a like. I appreciate you jumping on the Triggered Yogi live stream. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Have a fantastic Tuesday. I'll see you soon. Peace.